Inscription number 26. Om-godu plates of Simha-varman III. Simha-varman III reigned in the first half of the 6th century AD. He is the father and predecessor of Simha-vishnu. Nandi Varman I was his predecessor. During his reign, he performed several Asva-medha sacrifices. This is a Sanskrit charter issued by Dharma-maharaja Simha-varman of the Bharadvaja-gotra in his 4th year, in the month of Vaisakha, sukla-paksha, panchami. Registering a gift of the village Om-godu in Karmma-rashtra to the scholar Deva-sarman, a resident of Kundur, who belonged to the Kasyapa-gotra and Chhandoga-sutra. Regnal Year 4. Provenance, somewhere in Narasara-opet taluk of the Guntur district, Andhra Pradesh. Now in Madras Museum. Script, Southern Brahmi of 7th century AD. Language, Sanskrit. English translation of the inscription. Victorious is the Lord. Peace. From his prosperous and victorious camp, the pious king, Sri Simha-varman of Bharadvaja-gotra, a devout Vaishnava, who contemplated on the feet of Lord Vishnu, and was devoted to the feet of his majestic father, desirous of winning dharma, desirous of winning all the pile of royal virtues, ever engaged in rescuing dharma fallen under the evils of Kali-yuga, i.e. the evil age, and belonging to the family of the beloved Pallavas, who meticulously performed many sacrifices, and were like the performer of 100 sacrifices, who had with their prowess occupied the seats of wealth of the other kings, who was the son of the truthful crown prince, the illustrious Vishnugopa, who attended upon the gods, the Brahmanas, the teachers and the elderly persons, and hence had augmented his good manners, and was resplendent with fame of victories won in the sudden melees of many battles, who was the grandson of the great soul Maharaja Sri Skanda-varman, who was the 5th Lokapal among Lokapalas, i.e. who was adept at protecting his subjects, whose accumulation of merit had grown greatly as a result of great gifts of many cows, gold, land, etc., who had, by bringing about devotion to the Lord Vishnu, produced all the blessings, to whom the circle of kings had submitted because of his prowess, who was richly endowed with vigorous power and accomplishment, who was the great-grandson of the unique hero on the surface of the earth, Maharaja Sri Veeravarman, who was greatly devoted to the Brahmanas, who had earned a treasure of vigorous heat of a Kshatriya by the prowess of his own arms, who had established all the bounds of morality according to the sacred law, who stood fast on moral rectitude, and who had an immeasurable great personality, that on account of, for expiation of an eclipse and for the increase of our longevity, strength and victories, we herewith bestow upon Deva-sarman, a resident of Kundur, of Kasyapa-gotra, who is a student versed in the Vedas and an expert in all the Sastras, the village Om-godu, in Karma state, excluding previous holdings, within the 4 boundaries, namely Kodikin village in the east, Naramchadu village to the south, Kadakuduru village to the west, Penukaparru village to the north. Therefore, this be exempt and caused to be exempted with all immunities. And the wicked person, who transgresses this command of ours, shall deserve physical chastisement. Also in this context, there are verses of the Rishis. There never was, nor shall ever be a gift like a gift of land, and a more heinous than the confiscation of the same has never been committed, nor shall ever be committed. 2 more customary verses follow, given in the 4th year of the flourishing and victorious reign, on the 5th day of the bright half of the month of Vaisakha. it has been recorded the oral command of His Majesty.